Apply.
All right, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It's good to be here. Good to see everyone out there. It's rocking pretty good out there. And to get us started off right, since he skipped out last week, Daniel, if you would, sir.
What?
You know what?
All right. Okay. Oh, the pledge. Okay,
How do we start every week?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to you guys. All right, let's get serious here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the allegiance for which it stands, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all.
What the hell was that?
Thank you.
What?
Did you not catch your own slip up?
There was no slip up there.
That was terrible.
There was no slip
terrible.
up. No
I'm
slip
sorry,
up.
folks. I am sorry, but we're going to do this again. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which she stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome.
Okay, Alan, did you catch your slip up?
Why? Because I refer to the flag as a her?
You said to which she stands.
Because I refer to the flag as a her?
The flag is not a her. The flag is a object. It is it's a flag.
Well, that just goes to show what kind of chauvinist I am.
No, the flag the flag doesn't identify genderly.
Okay, the flag might be an object, but you being a fucking dick.
Oh, who actually? No, I messed up. Alan busted my butt. Now I'm just, nitpicking on him.
Just reciprocating.
Yeah, a little reciprocating.
Alaska One Andy out there. Alaska Ballistics. Andy 79Z28. Fuzz Fork 8. Kyle out there. Pistol Pete. Thoughts of an old soldier. Good to see you out there, sir. We got more people jumping in the room, more people jumping in the chat. Hello and welcome. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. It's bound to be one pile of a crap show because, well, that's what happens. We just get together and we talk crap. So, with that said, welcome.
And Daniel started it off right for us, so yeah, it's going downhill already.
Hey, Scotsman, you already know that right now I am the best mentally that I have been in the last 3 weeks.
I know.
I'm not 100% yet.
I know. Quit making excuses, bitch.
You never were. Daniel, you never were 100%, so don't feel bad.
Hey, professional amateur. Let me pull this out for you.
Oh, you can feel the love.
Little love.
Okay, we got topics for tonight.
Y'all remember what Uncle Jed used to say? So one of these days, I'm gonna have a long talk with that boy.
Kingpin, hello, Kingpin. How the heck are you?
What's happening, everybody? Good to see everyone.
Good to see you, man. Good to have you on. Always good to have you. Jamie, what's going on, man? What you been up to? I know you've been doing some casting.
I did some casting. I did a video and starting work on my next video. It's gonna be about all this crap I've accumulated for shotgun, so that might be interesting. But then you get in the shotgun, you run into the same problem we got with everything else. You run out of primers pretty dang quick, unless you got a huge stockpile. And I have, hey Ocean, what's going on, buddy? I do have some regular primers still left. I've been hoarding, but shotgun, when you first getting into something, you obviously don't have a stockpile of anything. So I'm gonna be looking for some shotgun primers and see if we can. I want a good load for turkey season. And, so
Shotgun primers, you can still find them. I see them at the local stores.
well, I'm gonna get out and about and pop in down at Cabela's and some other places, see what I can find.
Well, and because you're going after shotgun primers, you're going to have a higher chance than say regular small pistol primers or small rifle primers. You got a much higher possibility of finding something.
Primers around here been extinct.
Here you go. If I can get the thing on Federal Premium Champion 209A shot shell primers. Basically, it's a brick, $74.99 through Natchez. It's there right now.
Natchez don't ship to Georgia.
Why not?
I don't know that. I wished I did.
The first time I'm hearing that somebody doesn't ship to Georgia.
I know. I've tried to order from them before. Hopefully that's changed. I'll get on there and see.
And I thought New York is screwed up because a lot of people don't ship to New York.
Yeah, ship it to me or Scotsman. We'll get it down there.
Yep.
Well, I got an email with a 124 grain 9mm ammo for $295 a thousand.
That's probably the best price I've seen in a while.
Igman 9mm from Tactical Shit Deals. Igman brass 9mm 124 grain.
That's a decent price.
I've never shot that brand of ammo, but that is a good price though.
Yeah, beggars can be choosers.
As long as it's not Winchester white box.
It doesn't matter. Nothing wrong with the Winchester white box. It goes boom.
It don't go boom.
Maybe it doesn't
It goes click, son of a bitch. Click, son of a bitch. Click, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I didn't know why he was so pissed off after we was at that shoot until about a couple hours later when he finally told me what happened.
Oh, are you talking about Matt?
No. This was at an IDPA shoot.
This was a shoot that me and Daniel did a few years back.
Oh.
I didn't have time to load anything. Ran out of time. So I stopped and bought some Winchester white box. I had nothing but fucking problems all day. And it wasn't the gun. Wasn't the gun because I brought a spare gun with me just in case. I had used this one too, and I had nothing but fucking problems.
I had hundreds of 9mm rounds with me. I brought extra. If he just would have said something, it was like, here, use this.
Oh, I don't know. It's the first time I'm hearing that. What guns you were shooting?
I had my CZ75, and I had my Beretta M983.
Did you do any work to them?
No.
That's strange because like a Beretta would be my old CZ that I used to have. That thing would fire a small rifle primers, no problem, and same thing with the Beretta. So that's strange.
I'd get one or two rounds off, and then it would just give me click, or it would jam up on me. It wouldn't cycle right. All kinds of problems.
Yeah. And I've shot those guns with my ammo, with Scotsman's ammo. They've never had any light primer strikes.
Yeah, that sounds like my shooting yesterday. I got my GoPro 360 camera. I was trying to figure out how to use it and did a video on that new optic, the right down optic. I put it on my H9 and that thing shot like crap. I had nothing but problems. The ammo didn't work right, but I left it all in there because I have no idea how to edit that freaking 360 video. So I just put it up there. It's one of the first. It's cool because when you watch it on your phone, you can tilt your phone, and as you tilt it, you get a different view. So you can be watching me shooting and tilt it this way, and you can watch the target I'm hitting. So you get a 360-degree of view. I have no idea how it works on a computer, though. I haven't tried it yet. Ocean says there's store that won't ship to Connecticut. I guess they got the same problem we got in New York. Like, there's only one or two companies that are actually willing to ship ammo to New York because the stupid laws we got, even though it doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we did have the Supreme Court have a nice little meeting right before the end of the week this week. Haven't really given us any answers as to what they were talking about. Was anybody paying attention to this?
So the one judge, what the hell's her name? Solstice or whatever. She was just making up numbers out of her head, pulling them out of her ass. You can tell where she's going with her vote.
She's one of the 3 liberal judges.
Yeah, she was just pulling all kinds of numbers out of her ass. 100,000 kids hospitalized and all this other bullshit.
Yeah, I was watching the stuff they talking about the Florida, and they're scaring people left and right, and they keep pulling with the Omicron variant that, you know, even CDC admitted that they overestimated Omicron by like 500%.
Yeah, they're griping about Florida, and here where all these liberal Democrats are getting caught, they're down there in Florida, down on the beaches,
Yeah,
or the bars, drinking beer.
yeah. Now it's not enough you're vaccinated. Now you need a 3rd shot. 6 months from now, you're gonna need a 4th shot. 6 months from then, you're gonna need a 5th shot, and so on and so on.
I did put a link out there too. Guys, check that out as well. But Washington is working on basically changing their COVID rules so that their people can go out from the health department and enforce a basically internment camp, take you away if you refuse it, and lock you up.
Yeah, that's gonna work until they're gonna come to some other like Allen, and that motherfucker will start shooting, and that'll spark the whole
That's the issue. You're gonna walk up on the wrong door, and you ain't walking away.
and that's gonna spark a full blown revolution.
Yep.
And then they know they can't do that.
Now they're pushing it.
They absolutely are. I was talking to my sister-in-law in Slovakia. She can't go anywhere. She can go to work and to store. That's it. You can't go to restaurant. They check if you're vaccinated. They won't serve you if you are, because even if the restaurant doesn't want to enforce it, they're getting huge fines by the state. So if you're not vaccinated, you don't have a pass, you can go anywhere. Literally, that's the way it is right now. So supposedly next week there's going to be changes, but it's ridiculous. And she's not vaccinated because she just had a fucking baby, for crying out loud.
Yep, exactly, Joan.
Yeah, Fosforg is right. The final variant is called communism. Yeah, well, it's not a communism. Communism is a utopia. So the final variant is not a communism. It's going to be a dictatorship.
And you know what? Really, I was thinking about it today. What really ticked me off about this? This is a virus that was developed in a lab in China, and the money was funded through the government, or the United States government, through Fauci for the development of this.
Regardless where the virus comes from, regardless what it is, it's not nearly as lethal as everybody says. Not even close. Numbers are not there, and I don't understand why this is being. Well, I understand why it's being pushed so much. I just don't understand why people willingly just go. Nobody does the research, and they're okay with that. They're okay with the fact that they're gonna get a shot every 6 months for the rest of their lives.
Well, my point is why isn't the people pissed off that this was something concocted by the United States government and China, and now it's released out on the world where they're taking more control over people's lives and telling them that they can't buy or sell unless they get this shot.
Because the problem is so many people fell into the trap of the media and fell into the trap of the bullshit, and that's what they want. You know, whatever they want, whatever they spout out, they want you to believe. And unfortunately, so many people out there fell for it.
I want to send you a link of that. What I was talking to you about, CW nurse.
Yeah,
I wanna
Andy
send- I wanna send you a link.
Z28 is exactly right. CDC says that the test cannot detect the difference between the flu, the cold, and COVID. They can't.
No.
They were saying from the beginning that the test is only it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It
Nothing
can't
does what
do
it's
what
supposed
it's
to
supposed
do.
to.
Oh,
Vaccine
it does
do what it's
exactly what
supposed
it's supposed to do. It's supposed to put the fear of death in everyone. It's supposed to drive the numbers up. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And they're
Yeah, they keep-
testing it. That test that is specifically set up to do it the wrong way. If you listen to the guy that invented the test in the first place, it's supposed to be between a certain number, and they've got the number like tripled on purpose.
Fosforg is right. People are conditioned to follow orders. They absolutely are. I mean, I know people that work from home, never go anywhere. They got all 3 shots.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They've literally fell into the trap.
You know, I mean, I understand. I have some friends that got vaccinated. They have kids with the underlying conditions. You know, one friend has a daughter. She's got like a heart condition. I understand that. I get it. I understand. I even understand. You want to get vaccinated because you're afraid of the COVID. It's fine. I absolutely got no problem with that. You want to get a 3rd shot? Shit. You want to get a shot every 6 months? It's your choice. I don't really care about that. I'm against government mandates.
I know our governor here in Iowa basically has she came out Friday, late Friday, and said, nope, Iowa OSHA will not be enforcing this mandate. So, I mean, if you've got a halfway decent governor, maybe that's just not even willing to that's just willing to tell OSHA no. Until the Supreme Court absolutely says, yes, you were allowed to do this, you were not allowed to enforce this mandate in my state.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't really solve it on a chat. I wish we could.
Well, Scott, I think Scotsman just put up that link I sent him, that video I was talking about. Folks, take the time and watch that, because this is putting out some legal stuff that's really good, hardcore, and the video's under 5 minutes.
I've actually known more people that have gotten it that were vaccinated, more people that were taking every single step that the CDC was trying to recommend, and they've gotten it. I've known a lot less people that have just lived their lives and not gotten it. It has it taken some people down hard that I know. Yeah, it's kicked them in the ass. Has it killed people? Well, only on paper. I don't know if that's what actually took them out or not. But on paper, yeah, absolutely. Buddy of mine dies on a racetrack on a motorcycle. He goes down. The only thing holding them together is his race suit when they took him to the morgue, and he supposedly died of COVID.
Well, I mean, it's just like all the ones you hear out there, people got shot and they didn't die of the bullet wound. They died of COVID.
Yep.
But the biggest problem with that is this. Number one, obviously they're inflating the numbers. But number two, all these hospitals that are doing this and allowing this to happen are getting paid so much money for everything they report, everything they put in there. Every time they report a case, every time they report a death, anytime they use a specific treatment, they're getting paid out the ass.
Yeah, our former governor was pissed off because New York was getting X amount for a dead or somebody in the hospital with COVID, opposed to other states that were getting more. It's all about Benjamins. It's all about money. Somebody's making a lot of freaking money of this, and somebody's making sure that it's gonna get paid for the rest of his life. Because if they're gonna mandate these shots every 6, 8 months or whatever, that means somebody's very wealthy and ensures that his wealth's gonna keep growing. And Fauci's the
Amen,
biggest.
Vanessa. Amen. People were up in arms way back in the day when Fauci was talking about the discovery of HIV and everything else. He was killing people with his recommendations.
He's been in the business of killing people for years, many, many years. That's why they put him in his position.
This is how screwed up it is. My friend has a COVID. His wife is a nurse. She had to beg a doctor to actually come because the test came inconclusive. So she begged the doctor to come and check her husband. So he did it in the freaking parking lot because he's not allowed to see patients in the fucking hospital. That's how screwed up New York is. It don't make any fucking lick of sense. And if you do get a COVID and you wind up in a hospital, chances are your family will never see you again. They can't go see you, not even if they sign waivers or whatever. It's just there's too much crap going on.
And the other thing is, they keep throwing more and more stuff out there to distract you from it. That's why they keep throwing all these variant bullshit out there. If they can't detect the original, how can they tell you there's a variant? People just don't think. It's all a part of that conditioning process again. They're literally sitting there, eyes glued to the freaking TV, going, "Oh God, oh God, oh God."
Not only that, people are afraid of the jobs, afraid to lose the jobs, pensions, afraid, worried about their future. Like my son's supposed to get his third shot for the school, and he's graduating in May. He's really not due for the third shot till March, so it's only a month and a half he's got to worry about. But I'm like, I'm sure you're not the only one that is not too keen getting third shot, especially when all of you had to get vaccinated and half your friends just had a COVID over the winter break. So why don't you go and talk to kids, get involved, sign a petition, raise a hell at school, do something. You might fuck up your future. Absolutely, you could, but at least you can look back and say that you did something.
Here's the thing: if you don't fight for your future now, you ain't gonna have one anyway.
Yep.
So, everyone needs to get up their butts and fight back. That's the big thing. Like where I work, for example, they've been pushing this shit since it came out, big time. The doctor that is in our corporate office is a huge pusher for this whole entire fucking thing. And you can tell that by a lot of the stuff they put on the internal company website. The last one they put out there was a few months back when OSHA said they were going to add it and as part of the mandate and so on and so forth. The amount of comments on that internal post that got deleted because people were like, hell no. And some people went off and put really long messages on there, but they were stating facts. All those got deleted.
How about all these folks in the military that are refusing the shot? 40,000 Texas National Guard are refusing the shot. And I personally know a young man in the Army, him and his fiance. I mean, this is a guy. He's got his Ranger tab. He's got his sniper tab. He joined the Army at 17, right out of when he got done with high school, and he's losing his life dream of what he wants to do is be in a career of the Army and Special Forces. And boom.
Just like HRM said, this shit's never gonna go away. It's just like the flu. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be around. It's something that you're gonna have to live with. We all knew this in the beginning. But they're going to keep on driving all the extra shit to push the control aspect of it.
Well, no, because Biden said he's going to handle it. Before he took the office, he said he's going to handle it. The COVID's going to go away. He said that today's normal is not the new normal. It's going to go away.
Biden can't even put on his own diaper.
We had 2 weeks to slow the spread. Now we're 2 years later. We all in the same freaking boat.
Ocean said, "What I don't understand is you don't see politicians being sick with COVID. Who was the last politician you remember being sick with COVID?"
What's his name? Ron Paul.
Rand Paul, and then don't forget there was that whole plane of Democrats that flew away and ran off from a vote. They all got sick.
Yeah, but those were state, not those were states from Texas.
I was thinking Donald Trump. Maybe there's been some more since him.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about something else. This is really too depressing. You guys noticed the whole new meme about the Detroit urban survival tactics, Dust? You guys didn't follow that? There's this guy in Detroit. He's a former paratrooper, and I guess he's got a little bit of the martial arts background. And basically, for the last 20 years, he's teaching people all this disarm tactics. He's so fast that you put a gun to his chest and he'll disarm you before you pull the trigger, and it's just 3/4 of that shit. If you watch it and you got half a brain, you go like, this shit's gonna get you killed. So there's like big meme war going on. Check them out when you get a chance. It's called Dust for sure. Funny stuff, and basically people putting up all these memes that he's getting jacked on the street and he tries to use his moves and all of a sudden he's out in heaven. He goes, oh, why? I just had a training with a guy. Can't believe you guys don't know that.
So, Kingpin, what have you been up to, man?
Not a whole lot, just working and chilling, basically.
Been able to get out to the range at all and do some shooting?
I went to the range like 3 weeks ago, and it turned out to be like the coldest day of the year. It was miserable.
So,
I hope it hasn't soured you for the season.
No, I usually take the winter off. I go to an outdoor range, and there's like a shed, I guess, for lack of a better term, a building that you can go in for pistol side, and then there's another building that you can go in for. It's just covered, like a covered building that you can go into the rifle side. But so it's not as cold as just standing directly out in the elements, but it gets pretty cold. So I usually take January, February off anyway.
So, do y'all remember last week when I told y'all I was going to binge watch Gene Reloading from the Hot Pipe?
Yes.
Well, I seen a couple interesting things. And of course, I didn't realize he had 230 something videos, so I still got about a week of binging left to go. But he did a review of the CZP-10F. Now, if I understand what I saw, which I probably don't, I'm a revolver guy, but that's a striker fired gun, and he got it from. Didn't you get that, Gene, to do competition shooting like IDPA or IPDA, whatever it is? That's what I'm thinking about getting into, the 4-letter instead of the 5-letter one. I don't really know what all that means, but anyway, I'm more of a hammer fire guy. than striker fire. And while I find that that firearm was interesting, I'd kind of rather have a striker fire. So, Daniel, is that Omega that you have? Is it a striker fire or
No, hammer. I love the hammer. I hate striker fires.
okay? And what exactly model is it?
75.
75 Omega.
Yeah, it's a CZ75. Yeah, it's the PO1 Omega, but it's just pretty much it's off the 75 series. Just another make because they got so many different ones. It's crazy.
Isn't Omega just decocker model?
No, you can actually put the decocker, or it also comes with a safety. You
Well,
can
that's what
change it out to
that's what I meant.
whichever one you want.
That isn't that what the Omega stands for?
It's got
No.
a different trigger.
No,
the
it's a
Omega is
different
the
trigger.
trigger.
Okay.
By the way, thank you, Scotsman. One of the best choices I ever made. Again, thanks to you.
Welcome anytime, brother.
I do have a regular. It's a CZ75 BD. It's the Model B with the decocker, and it shoots good. I like it. So that's probably what I'll use. I do have a Springfield XD and 40. That's 4-inch service model. I really like that. I think Gunpowder Beauty has that exact same sidearm as well.
Well, you can always shoot a revolver. They have a division for that too.
Well, I'll be looking into that because I've got a 686 that shoots pretty good.
Well, and typically the revolver classes are a lot smaller, right? You don't have as much competition in the revolver classes that
Yeah,
doing semi-auto.
Generally nobody shoots a revolver. You got one or two guys.
Well, what I've been hearing about the revolver class is that the guys in there have 7 and 8 round revolvers. So if I got in it with my 686 with 6 rounds, I'd better have speed loaders and know how to use them pretty well. Or
I believe that if you want to shoot IDPA, I think in IDPA, if you wanna have like an 8-round revolver, it's got to be 45 caliber. Otherwise, if it's all minor power factor 9mm, it's all six rounds. And you know what? Quite frankly, it don't matter. You're not gonna go into that to start winning a world championship. You go in there to have fun. So that's gonna be number one rule when you go to competition shooting. You wanna have fun. That's it. That's number one rule when you go in it. Have fun, learn the rules, meet the people. Everything else follows.
that's if I did it, I'd have 2 goals, and that would be to meet new shooters and have a good time with those new people that I'm meeting. So
Don't forget rule number 3: never take Winchester white box.
And IDPA is probably the easiest thing to get into because you can literally go in there with your carry gear. The only problem is the motherfuckers won't let you carry appendix. But other than that, you can use your carry gear. You need gun 3 max, and you're all set.
Well, IDPA is geared for defensive shooting, self-defensive shooting. And I mean, I'm going to shoot more of that because it gets me more of a mindset. If I'm going to be into defensive shooting, which targets to take on first and why, using the cover, it's geared to keep the shooter alive in a gunfight.
Yeah, don't read up into it too much, Daniel. They got so many stupid rules that it has nothing to do with the defensive shooting.
I know they got a lot of rules.
The fact they won't let you use appendix, that's a biggest no. So I repeat, it's too much. There's too much politics in there as well. So just leave it with that, okay? It's
well, they don't let you
don't
carry
confuse.
appendix because there's too many. There were too many accidents of people shooting off vital parts.
Yeah, don't confuse any of the competition shooting with like a real life scenario. The only thing it doesn't really get you prepared for shit like that. The only thing it does is get your adrenaline pumping, and let you think on your feet when you screwed up, because you will screw up. You will screw up your order, and you got to go fix it. And eventually, you're gonna learn, kind of think under the stress. That's the only thing. That's what it is.
Hey,
If you look
Scotsman, question: What do you remember what IDPA stands for?
International Defensive Pistol Association. Just because it's in the name doesn't mean that's the goal.
Well, the goal, the reason why they
See,
came out is for defensive shooting.
Here's the thing, and it happens with a lot of things. When they first came out with IDPA, it was geared heavily towards defensive shooting. Bald's right to a certain degree as well. It is very political, but so is USPSA. All of them, they all got that way. When they all first came out, they weren't so heavy on all these rules and everything else, and that wasn't as political. There's a lot of politics involved in shooting.
Yeah.
That's the sucky part. But there are a lot of benefits to it. It does get your adrenaline going. It does get you learn how to draw faster, get on target faster, fix any mistakes that you have. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of benefits to it to be getting out there and doing it.
Yeah, well, one of the advantages that I've often thought if I got into competition shooting is I know I wouldn't be out there trying to get on a podium or anything. That's not going to happen. I can guarantee it. But do I want to be out there and challenging myself, challenging my own skills, my own abilities? Yeah, absolutely. And that would be a good avenue on how to do that. It's not just a race for time. It's
go watch my IDPA videos from 4 or 5 years ago. One thing I have to hand it to them in the New England region, they put up a heck of a IDPA competition. None of the USPSA area matches I've ever been to had the props like we had in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, over that way, New England Regional Championship. We had a stage where your hands are tied with the rope to the table. You only got this much movement, and you have to grab the gun, load it, and shoot. We shot from the moving vehicle. We shot through the cars. I shot underneath the cars. They had a shoot house set up where you walk in, activate the laser beam, and targets start popping out. You shoot low light stages. Every big match will have at least 2 low light stages, low light or no light, where you're shooting with a flashlight. You don't get that in the USPSA. So it is more life-like. So you get some good pointers for actual defensive shooting, maybe, but it's still just a game. So, but it's a fun game. USPSA, on the other hand, it's a speed. It's all about the speed. You can literally outrun the miss on the stage if you're fast enough.
Ooh, big survey. How did you do that?
You can make them. It's easy. You just click on this box on the side, and you can put a survey in.
And yes, everybody should go and shoot a couple of matches, even like a weekly shoot or whatever. They should, because it's absolutely as close as you can get to some kind of training, and it's fun. It just gets you thinking, get your motor skills, using the gun, using your brain.
Well, that's the big thing. It's getting you using the firearms, getting you out there. It's getting you better at clearing malfunctions, all of that.
Wait a minute. Using your brain?
Yeah, sometimes
Daniel's screwed.
Yeah, he is.
So what's the point of the power factor and all that kind of stuff that you have to deal with if most of these competitions are time related?
Yeah, basically you have a minor and major power factor. IDPA doesn't really, basically only has a minor unless you're shooting revolver. That's pretty much the only place. Power factor is basically weight of your bullet, time your velocity. So
what difference does any of that make? Because whether your bullet's moving fast or slow, you're still pulling the trigger at the same rate.
Yeah, well, let me get to that. Power factor is not that big of a deal at IDPA. You have to make a minor. You have to have 125,000 power factor. So that means your 147 grain bullet's got to move at about 930 feet per second. It makes a big deal in USPSA because basically if you're shooting limited division or open division, you're getting usually shooting 40 caliber or higher. So you're getting rewarded shooting a major power factor. So you got to be at 165, and the scoring is different. Like you got target, and you got A zone, C zone, and a D zone. If you're shooting minor, you get 5 points for A. I believe you get 2 points for C and 1 point for D. If you're shooting a major, you get 5 points for A. You get 3 points and 2 points. So you get 1 more point for each zone. So that's what it makes difference.
So it's basically like recoil, dealing with recoil. The higher the
Yeah, basically
the higher the power factor, the more recoil. The
exactly.
more recoil, the harder it is to be accurate.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. You're getting rewarded for shooting, a bigger bullet.
What I understand, Kingpin, the more recoil, the longer it takes you to get back on target to make a follow-up shot.
All right, cool. That's kind of what I thought. It makes sense.
And really, I believe the only place that has major power factor 90 PA is a revolver. I think that's the only place.
Some of those competitions, you see people shoot steel targets that fall over or move. Is it necessary to knock the target over or just hit it?
Depends on the target. If it's like a falling steel, then yeah, you have to. It's got to fall.
So I guess that's where power factor would come in handy as well.
Well, that's another thing you can challenge. Let's say you have a stage, you shoot the stage, and you have 2 poppers, and you hit them both, and they don't fall. So before you finish, you can actually challenge it. So what they do, they bring the gun that they use to calibrate this thing. They call the range master. He comes with that gun. He shoots it right there in the middle. If it falls, you're screwed. If it doesn't, you get a reshoot.
And you can just to get started, even if you just want to get started in it and do something simple, do like a steel challenge. Just get out there and have fun. That's the big thing. Get out there, have fun, and learn.
Yeah, steel challenge is good because you can literally do it without a holster, without anything, because they have a division where you start low ready.
Oh, yeah, Big Al was talking about how they even have mouse gun events. Yeah, that would be that would be pretty cool in my opinion.
Yeah, Smith and Wesson had a facility in Massachusetts. They would have a indoor bug gun, indoor national. So bug gun is a backup gun. It's got to be certain size. It's got to fit in the box. And stages are designed where you only shoot 5 rounds. That's all you do. And some of the matches you can actually shoot a bug gun as well. They have a bug division. I don't think I've ever seen anybody shooting that division. Technically, you could. I think you're limited to caliber. You're limited to number of rounds and all that. But yeah, the Smith and Wesson facility back in the day when they had it was fun. Everything was indoors. It was fun.
Oh, MCK, good to see Seed Products taking care of their customers.
Yeah, buddy.
That's good.
Now, a lot of people do go to matches and just watch them, which is fine. But honestly, if you're gonna go there, you might as well shoot.
Absolutely, don't be afraid. A lot of people come watch, especially if they watch like a better shooters, and they get kind of discouraged. They're afraid, they don't want to embarrass themselves, and sometimes that's a mistake. If you're gonna go to the match, bring your gun with you, bring whatever you got, and see if they'll let you shoot. And IDPA is not boring. If I didn't see a single freaking major match have the kind of props that we had in a New England matches, not a single one. So if they make it like a fun match, like a New Hampshire match and a New England regional, it's really fun. It's just last 2 years I kind of got away from because they didn't have many matches because of the COVID, and we kind of concentrated more on the USPSA.
All right, so what if you're in a match for anyone, I don't care which one you want, and it takes the average shooter 5.6 seconds to go through the whole thing, and I come up and it takes me 5 minutes to go through. At some point in time, the range officers can be like, "All right, dude, you're out," and kick me out, or
No.
so there's no time limit on how long I can take to shoot the match.
Unless there's a rule on the beginning of the match, like usually, like a 3-gun matches would have a time limit. I don't know, let's say, 4 minutes or whatever. So you time out, so you take your thing. But most of these matches, no, they'll let you go as slow as you can. I mean, I literally had old people shoot on the stage that you can time them with a sundial, and nobody says a fucking thing.
And
Hey,
I can
Kingpin.
understand. Go ahead, Daniel.
When I went and shot this IDPA thing, they put me in with a team. I mean, these guys, all of them were grandmasters, and this is my first IDPA event. And these guys were great, the whole thing. I finished third to last, okay? One guy got DQ'd and another one didn't show up. All right, that's how I got third to last and didn't come up in last place. But I had a great time. And I mean, that's where I learned you get punished on procedurals, but they go and they explain why. And there's nothing derogatory about it. I had a great time.
Yeah, and I can understand. I can understand if you would have a time limit because you've got a schedule, So they couldn't let me sit there for a half an hour to do a 5-second match. So I understand that, but it is cool that they're not, 45 seconds in tapping you on the shoulder and wondering why you're not done yet.
Well, the thing is we want to get more people into the sport. So you got to invite them in. You got to make sure they're having fun. You got to coach them through it, And if you were to put that time limit on them, now you're putting added pressure. I'm not trying to pressure people. We want people to get out there and shoot and have fun.
Well, if not being as good as the greatest people at something keeps you from doing it, then don't ever pick up a basketball. Don't ever cook a meal. Don't ever make a YouTube video, because there's millions of people out there that are, Michael Jordan exists, so none of us should ever touch a basketball in that case.
Well, we still have a LeBron. we want to be as good as basketball as he is, but we can cry as much as he can.
Right, but there's no reason. I mean, just having an excuse that, Daniel can go through the thing in 3 seconds and it's going to take me 30 minutes, so I'm not doing it. That'd be silly.
Trust me, you can outshoot Daniel.
I was just trying to make him feel good. I mean, he's sitting right there.
Hey, Scott, so how much of this shooting back here do we have on video of all these different YouTubers to come out?
There's a lot of videos that have never been put out for certain reasons. So it looks like we got about 30% of the chat that has not went and done one match, but they want to. Whatever's holding you back, don't let it hold you back. If you need help, reach out to one of us. We'll help you. We want to get you out there. We want to get you shooting. We want to see you having fun. So whatever's holding you back, talk to us, let us know, and we'll help you.
It's fun. I suck. I mean, third to last out of 30 some people. I had a great time. And the people were great.
Whoa. Rewind. Did Daniel just admit he sucks?
Look, the thing is, have fun. It doesn't matter if you finish last or magically you finish first. That's not the point of it. The point is to get out and have fun.
I was safe. I didn't DQ. And I had a great time with the squad I was in, they were all grandmasters. And they taught me a lot.
Hey, Daniel, they don't have a grandmasters in IDPA.
Whatever. These were all the top shooters. I mean, the squad I was in, it was like first, second, third, and third to last. It was me.
Number 29.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
even know how.
me.
I don't know how Scotsman beat me in that one, and he was having all kind of misfire problems and stuff.
I was
It's all
having all
that
kinds of
Winchester
freaking
white
issues.
box.
Not only that, he beat you with a crappy ammo and 9 fingers.
Well, that's what I said. I mean, he beat. I don't know how he did it, but he still did it. I think he slipped somebody a bribe.
I ain't slipped no one a bribe. I'll tell you, I've never had to do so many malfunction clearing in one freaking match in my life.
Hey, listen, you gotta learn somewhere.
Well, wait. I see. Well, that was a match, but I see when you were doing one shoot, you had to do a lot of malfunction clearing.
I've had
involved.
a couple, but that was majority of it was all that Winchester white box crap.
Oh, I was going to say that one. The one I was talking about involved a Glock.
Oh, that one had a lot of problems.
Hey, don't be hating on the Glock, okay? I'm waiting for.
We're not hating on it. We're just stating fact.
Yeah, fact. 10 malfunctions in under 4.5 minutes with 3 different shooters, 2 or 3 different types of ammo. It was a train wreck.
Multiple different magazines, everything.
I'm waiting on a coupon to go pick up my Glock.
I just cash in the coupon.
Well, let me bring up something else I saw on Gene's
Not that
video.
kind of coupon.
Was a
So,
can.
Jay,
One of the things I saw in Gene's videos was a Canic. I can't remember the exact model he had, but I've looked at some Canics, and you can get them for pretty much or as little as you want to pay for them. They seem like they start around 400 or a little under and go up over 1,000. And then I saw that staccato, or I can't remember the exact name of it. Yeah, TP9 SFX. I have no idea what all that means, but yeah, those Canics have a wide range, and I'm assuming the more you pay for them, the more stuff you got on there, and more competition ready they are.
Well, staccato is not Canic. Canic's made in Turkey. Staccato's made in Texas. You're talking Turkish gun.
I'm talking about 2 different firearms. The
Yes.
staccato that's a 2011. It's a double stack 9mm. I was surprised it was a 9 instead of a 45, but that thing looked awesome, and for everything except the price tag. Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong with a Canic, to be honest. I mean, I had one, and like I was afraid how long they're gonna last, but I seen them on the area matches all the time. There's usually a whole squad of the Canic guys, and they run them good. The TP9 SFX is basically a PPQ clone, and they fixed a lot of problem PPQ had on the longer
Canic, or Janik, if you want to pronounce it how it's supposed to be.
Fuck no, it's a Canic. This is America.
Just saying, that's proper pronunciation, but whatever. If you're looking at getting into competition, you don't want to spend a ton of money. Best trigger out of the box for a striker fire pistol for what you're paying for it. Literally, they make an awesome firearm. That trigger is crisp, clean, good break, good reset. Can't go wrong. You really cannot go wrong with those guns.
Yep, TP9 SFX. I think it comes with the 3 magazines, like 21, 23 rounds. Optic ready. I mean, it's really for the money, and you can pick those up for like $500.
Yeah, Gene says full race gun ready for $600.
Yep, you can't go wrong. Or for $675, you can pick up a Grand Power Excalibur.
Or if you want to be smart, you just buy a CZ and call it good.
Right.
Nah, you can buy 2 Grand Powers for the price of Shadow 2, and you're still gonna have a better trigger, and you're gonna have 2 of them.
Yeah, until the first one wears out, and you got to use the second one, and then that one breaks.
I had to break it. Mine haven't worn out yet.
Yeah, but if you don't want to spend the extra $700, you could just buy a 75 Omega and be good.
Why can't I just take the 75 BD that I already have?
You absolutely can. There's nothing wrong with that. That gun will do just fine.
There's Jesse B. Outdoors. What's up, my brother? got X5 Legion and don't look back.
It's a striker gun, though.
Yeah, we're not into striker guns here.
I was looking at this Sig 320. It was like $1,600, and it had it's got the dot on it and everything. And it's like, I wonder if that's the one Pops has.
That's the new Max Pro, whatever the hell, the new Max, the X5 Max. It's got a new different serrations, no sights on it. It comes with a new Max sight. Essentially the same gun.
And I looked at it. It's a striker fire. Nah.
Glock is a striker fired.
Yeah. I don't like them either.
Well, we did have a question out there, and I'm sorry I didn't see that at the beginning there. But do you think the older ammo Remington will be collectible?
No.
Yeah, Kanika's a striker too. I didn't know that. I tell you one thing, Scotsman, and you and Daniel may already know this, but when Kyle got into 44 Magnum, I stopped at Cherokee Gun and Palm and picked up a Remington green and white box 44 Magnum. And it seems like there were 180 grain bullets. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Those things would rattle the fillings in your teeth, even shooting them through his Henry lever gun. I mean, they were hot. And to this day, I promise you, Kyle still has a few of those left. And it makes me want to take one apart, pull it down, and see what's in it and how much of it's in it and all that kind of stuff. But you may be on to something there. That older Remington stuff may be collectible, but from what I've seen about what's coming out now, the boxes are still identical, so it's going to be hard to differentiate unless you go by lot numbers and date codes and that kind of stuff.
That's a lot of work.
Well, it is, but you got to admit that Remington's a lot better than that Winchester white box.
Oh, it is by far. I'm not going to argue that point one bit. Now, if you're looking to get into the CZ and you don't want to spend CZ money, you could also go with TriStar. TriStar basically does clones, and they do an excellent job, and they're about 2/3 of the price, if not less. So you do have that option out there too. And TriStar does a really good job. Never had any problems with them.
Well, I hear the professional amateur talk about, you could use any of your equipment that you got now. You could use your carry gun, but what of us that's the guys that are into the gear. Now I know Val, you've done a number of different videos on a number of different competition belt setups. And is it worth getting a good quality competition belt?
Yep. Yes, it is. Well, let's put it this way. If you're only gonna shoot IDPA, then no, don't waste your money. Get yourself like a core essential belt or good instructor belt, and that's really all you need. If you're gonna go into 3-gun and a USPSA, then yeah, at that point you wanna invest money in a good Safariland rig, or Double Alpha Academy, something like that. For the IDPA, you basically need a good belt for like a everyday carry, something that can hold a gun and 2 magazines. That's really all you need. And generally, I think I use like a Cabela's instructor belt, and I pretty much wear those belts every day anyway.
Let me see if I got.
But if you want to go into something more, I would highly suggest getting into Safariland gear. You wait at least once, twice a year. They have a big sales, usually 40-50% off. That's when you want to buy all your gear. Buy a decent belt, inner and outer belt from them. The ELS system for the 3-gun is second to none. It's just so much easier to customize it. And I found out I never really shot a major 3-gun until I went down to South Carolina, and that's where it shined, because you really customize your loadout to the stage.
Yeah, I got Safari Land set up, and I did the same thing. If you wait, and there should actually be one probably coming out pretty soon. Usually beginning of the year, they have one, like you said, 40-50% off. I had talked to Rick. I don't remember. It's been a while now. I've had it for a couple of years at least, if not about 3 or 4 now. But I talked to Rick, and Rick sent me the email when it popped up. That's when I bought mine. So absolutely, it's a really good system. Can't go wrong.
I got this belt right here. It's just a We the People belt, and it's the Velcro and
That'll be just fine, as long as it holds your pants and holds the gun. You're good to go.
and I have this magazine holder. And,
Yep, that'll work just fine.
That works just fine. Yep.
And then I got I don't even know what this is.
The biggest thing on that type of thing, Jamie, is just making sure everything's good and secure. So when you're moving it around, it's not flopping, it's not bouncing around too much.
This says RSR Defense M1000. I thought it was Safari Land, but it's very Safari Land like ish. So
You generally, for a competition, you don't want a holster that has a retention, like a secondary retention. You don't want the buttons, hoods, and whatnot for a basic. I mean, for the 3-gun, it's a different story, because a lot of times you have an option to reholster the gun. So yes, you want something that holds your gun securely, with like a level 3. But IDPA, USPSA, you don't want any of that stuff.
All right, we're about halfway through. Alan, you want to go through the side chat? We got lots of people out there.
Oh, sure. Why not? Let's see what YouTube says are out there. Still got the Alaskan Ballistics out there. Burnaby Sanchez, Big Al, Booger Dog, Fuzz Fork 8, Mike Hester, Mr. Repot's Hot Shot. Yeah, that's a tongue twister, lady. Pistol Pete, Red October, reloading from the hot pot. West Covina Dodge, Willie the Bullet Man, and our YouTube auditor. Oh, I forgot to greet you. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Not sorry. Yeah,
Mike
it's been
Castor,
roll-
next
it's been
belt.
rolling
Next
pretty
belt
good
works
up there.
good. There's a lot of good options out there. You just got to spend the time and look for them and figure out how much you want to drop into it. But
Yeah, next belt makes a good stuff. That's my dress pants. I wear the next belt or core essential. Either one, they'll do.
Well, yeah, but you go to competitions in flip flops.
Well, there was different competition. There wasn't that much moving, so
I'm not sure how much advice we really want to take from this guy. I mean, he shoots competitions in fucking pajama pants and flip flops.
no, it was shorts. I was in shorts and flip flops. And considering I was shooting at the beach, I would say that was proper attire. Because that shooting range is literally at the beach.
Yeah, Daniel, they're dropping again. As you very well know, as the years pass, they continue to drop.
Drop past your knees now.
Hey, listen, I got a cure for that. My wife bought me awesome pair of underwear now, new boxer briefs that have pocket in the front. That thing is a game changer. You
finally have somewhere to put your extra mag, huh?
Well, yeah, you can do that. I put my junk in there, and it just keeps it all nice and tidy and out of the way. Man, that's so comfortable.
Wow, professional amateur. Why don't you not model them for us?
Yeah, right away. I know you were Navy. I know you swing wrong way. Just give it a break, okay? This is not the aircraft carrier.
So Gene said that retention holsters in IDPA are illegal. You just gotta have a shell type holster. Wonder, can I just take the retention off of this one?
What's it for? What's it for? The 75?
This one is for the Springfield XD, but the my other one for the CZ75 is Safari Land.
All right. Let me. I'm pretty sure I got a holster for you for that one. So let me look.
Yeah, a lot of the times it's like the Safariland ones. You can unscrew those out. The Serpa ones, sometimes you can just take the notch out to where it doesn't. There is no retention. Most of the time, you can take the latches off.
This one's for the Springfield, and it looks like it's just a plastic pin with a spring on it. See how it just pivots right there.
Yep.
Yep.
So I think a very small punch would render this one legal, and then you save the stuff, and if you want to carry with it, it ought to be simple enough to put it back if you need to. So on your everyday carry, do y'all use retention holsters, or do you just use the shells like he's saying?
I use Harris holsters. I mean, it sits in the truck. If I go somewhere, I just take it out of the glove box, stick it in the appendix, and go on my business.
There is one outside the waistband holster that I use that doesn't have retention to it. But for the most part, if I'm the ones that I do carry that are outside the waistband have retention. The only one that I'm carrying in cycle now still is the Rock Island 10 millimeter. And that particular holster that I'm using doesn't have retention to it.
Typically, what I have when I'm carrying is if it's inside the waistband, it's just a shell, whether it be leather or Kydex. And if it's outside the waistband, I use retention.
The other part to it too is, and Apostle's out there saying it as well, but a lot of times the small matches, like your local matches, they won't care as much. They just want to get you out there and get you shooting, and they'll walk you through the rules and regulations as you go. So,
I got this one from Harry's Holsters, and he only made it for about one run. But this outside the waistband, I'd say 3 out of 5 of my CZs will work in this thing. So I just wish he would keep coming out with them.
Safari makes a GLS holster. Basically, if you buy 2 of them, you'll pretty much fit any gun that you have in those 2 different ones. There's an adjustment on it, so you can fit it to almost any gun. And what it does, there's a little pin that holds the gun by the trigger guard, and the way you release it, when you grab the gun, there's a you know what? Let me go get it.
yeah. Hot Pot says the same thing. They'll work with you until you get where you need to be at.
That is just the Black Rifle. That one's actually been on the channel for quite a while. That is just the Black Rifle. I call it the Black Rifle because every AR that I built before that one had some type of theme to it, some type of different color schemes, whatever. and that one, it's just black.
Now,
Got the
now, YouTube, this is not a gun. This is an airsoft gun. Okay. So this is the GLS holster. Okay. It holds the gun in. There's a tab right here. So basically, as you draw the gun, as when you get the full grip, you're gonna press the lever with your finger, and that's how you draw the gun. And there's an adjustment screw over here, and there's a piece of plastic that moves back and forward, so you can adjust this for like 100 different guns. So this one holster you can use on multiple guns. I think they have 2 or 3 versions. They will if you buy 2 of them, you will pretty much accommodate any gun you can come in contact with. And they make the same holsters for the inside the waistband as well. So if you actually want a retention for the inside the waistband, this is not a bad idea. There's no buttons to push on the side, none of that. You just establish your grip. As you establish your grip, at the same token, you pull this lever and the gun comes out. Other than that, stays 100% secure.
And we're still live.
For now.
Well, it's an airsoft gun. I specifically said that.
They don't care. It's a computer.
Do you got a link? I'm assuming Big Al says gotta have it. Please put in a link. Buy two.
Just go safariland.com and search GLS holsters, because they have, depending on the model of the gun, they basically have a drop-down menu, and it'll show you like this model will hold this type of guns, this model will hold this type of guns, and you just get whatever you want.
My Safari Land is like that. It's it'll accommodate several different pistols.
There's another company that makes something similar, but Safariland's like a name brand. You know, they've been around forever. They're also a big sponsor of the shooting sports too. And same thing with the Glock. Love and hate Glock. Glock and Ruger. They sponsor a lot of matches. They donate a lot of guns to a lot of matches. So, and Glock, if you like a big Glock guy, Glock has a GSSF shooting competitions where you have to only shoot Glocks. I never been to one of them. My buddy used to shoot it a lot. Based on what he told me, if we go there, we cleaned up. But nice thing about those matches, you actually win guns. You win the match, you win the gun. USPSA, if you win the match, even if you win a national match at USPSA, you get a flag made in China and the bragging rights. That's about it.
Is there normally any kind of restrictions on ride height, like, you know, high ride, low ride, mid ride? Do they? Is there any typical kind of restrictions in that?
In IDPA, this will not be allowed. It can't be dropped. The gun has to be basically, the middle of the gun's got to be like a level with the waist. And when a gun's in a holster, basically, technically, nobody challenged it, but it should be you should be able to put a 3/4 inch dowel between your body and a grip of the gun. In USPSA, you're allowed to have a drop off. It's a lot less restricted. You can have like my USPSA rig actually have the gun sits a lot lower. This is my 3-gun rig, and this is the beauty of the Safari Land, because you can just pop the whole thing off. Somehow I can't do it right now because it's got to be on my belt, but the whole thing comes off, depending on the stage. If there's a stage, there's no pistol, I just take it right off. But yes, there's restrictions on that as well. Unless you're a lady. If you're a lady, you can have a drop offset in the IDPA as well. So if you want to go shoot a match and identify as a female, there you go.
I don't know if you'll pass with that beard.
The dress will be convincing.
Yeah, it's tie-dyed.
Yeah. It shaves his legs. Yeah. That's a scary thought, ain't it? That beard with shaved legs.
And a dress. Oh yeah.
Dress.
Well, you don't have to wear a dress, to identify as a woman, as a female.
Yeah, Michael Hartnett, I understand that. It'll show up, buddy. I sent 2 boxes out. I think it was Wednesday. One was to Jesse B Outdoors. The other one was to Warthog 71. Warthog got his yesterday, and Jesse's saying that his will be there tomorrow. So, yeah, but when you send 2 boxes from the post office at the same time, you expect both boxes to show up together.
Yep, that's the big thing. Just get out and go. Just get out and go and shoot a match. Don't learn as you go. Ask the questions when you're there. Make sure you let them know you're new. You haven't shot one before. They'll walk you through it.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions, even if it's I don't care if it's a Max Michelle on your squad. You go ask him question, and I guarantee he's going to answer. I never shot with the big guys in a match, but I heard stories of people shooting with a JJ Rakaza, and I met the guy, and he's as honest as could be. So is Max Michelle. I mean, I never once. I mean, since here and there you got stuck-up assholes, but never really had like a major confrontational issue at the match. 99.9% of the time, it's by the time you're done with the match, end of the day, you feel like you know the people for last 10 years. It's just, everybody's gonna if you're doing shit wrong, the other people will come to you and tell you what you're doing wrong and help you out. I've been doing that to younger guys. It's been done to me as well by more experienced shooters, telling me don't do this, maybe try this, try that. So it's experience. It's absolutely worth to go.
Yep. Just be open, be open to accepting the information, be open to accepting guidance, and, don't be afraid. You're going to make mistakes. It's going to happen. All of us have made mistakes. It all happens. Process of it is just making sure you listen and follow up and learn.
Yeah, the first one I'll go to, I won't participate in. I'll just watch and ask a ton of questions, get the feel around of it, and then keep practicing with my buddy from my Wednesday night men's group, and he's got a range not far from here, so we'll go up there and shoot, and I can practice some more, and then go watch one, and then see what it's all about, and then.
Jamie, don't be chicken. Just go and shoot. Don't worry too much about performance. This is not your marriage duties. Okay, performance don't matter that much.
Yeah, I agree, man. It doesn't matter, being new or not. Just get out there and go shoot it. Don't put yourself in a position to set yourself up for failure by going and just watching. Get out there and just go do it. Like I said, they'll walk you through it. They'll help you ask those questions and all that, and you'll be good to go.
Well, the reason I say that is I don't want to be disqualified on my first outing. You know what I mean?
Just if you're not sure, ask questions. If you're not sure, just ask questions.
And the big thing is don't break the 180. Keep your gun down range and ask questions.
Here's the biggest thing, right? About 2-3 years ago, well, actually more than that, probably 4 years ago, we shot a Massachusetts State Championship. And there was a guy on our squad that got DQ'd. He was a brand new shooter. This was his first match. I don't know why the hell he went to a major match, because, you go shoot a match like that, it's like $150, $175 fee. So, and he got DQ'd because he didn't know the rules and he didn't ask the questions. He thought of something else, and he wound up shooting a steel from completely wrong position that he wasn't supposed to be. Turns out he was less than 10 yards away, so they DQ'd him before that. But when he didn't ask questions during the free time, he didn't ask us. He started asking questions of the range officer just before it was his turn to shoot. And at the major match, the range officer is not going to help you. He's going to tell you, "I'm sorry, you have to follow the rules." That's about it. At the local match, it's a different story. You know, you go to a major match, it's different set of rules, kind of. So, bottom line, don't be the only stupid questions is the one you don't ask. There you go. Reloading from the hot pot tells you, go to practice score, make an account, look up the matches around you, and sign up.
Yep, and just take your time. Again, there's no rush. There's no speed that you have to go at.
I think
Have
good
fun.
thing old Pops works in a wood shop because he better be knocking on that wood. I'm going to keep an eye on him. He said over 200 matches, never been DQ'd. Jinx Fairy, she's a bitch. She's gonna bitch.
Considering his 8.5 fingers, he should be quiet.
Why are you picking on people with less fingers, man? What's up with that shit?
Because it's not a question if you're gonna get DQ'd. It's a question when you're gonna get DQ'd. Just like if you're a reloader, it's not a question if you're gonna get a squib load. It's a question of when you're gonna get one.
No.
Sometimes shit just happens,
Rebel, I'd love to come up there and shoot 1,000 yards with you, bro. It's just 4.5 hour ride.
Oh, not too bad. Hey, I was telling Scotsman I seen that Dead Zero went and came up with an all-day rates where you can use the long-range rifle and then also the pistol combined, $59 for the whole day to use everything.
Hey, Pops, I got 2 of them.
All right, behave yourselves. Yeah, if you guys haven't been out to Dead Zero and you live close by or you're planning a trip out that way, stop in and go shoot there. It's an awesome place to shoot. Most of the guys are pretty good. There's 1 or 2 that are questionable, but most of the guys there are pretty good.
Well, the particular range officer that we had last time, if I owned the place, I would have fired him.
I would have fired him on the spot for all the stuff I saw. But
we were too nice to call the office on him. Everybody that made a video there, you can hear him running his mouth.
It ain't the fact that he's running his mouth, it's what he's running out of his mouth.
Well, not just that. One of the biggest issues was he wasn't watching the range. He was sitting there watching his phone.
And not just that, but in a professional setting like that, I don't want to hear the Lord's name in vain. I don't want to hear no F-bombs. If you're working for me and you're talking like that, you're going to be in the unemployment line. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. And what we say around here, cutting up in the evenings, that's one thing. But what goes on in a professional setting, it's like it's showing your ignorance. It's proven to people that you can't express your thoughts in an intelligent manner. You have to resort to that kind of stuff. So,
Let's say it was very annoying. Oh man, hey, that guy there, that Nazi dude, just get him out, kick him out, make it gone. Is a total troll. He was in a chat last night.
We got him.
I just want to say hello to Uncle Dan's out there. So good to see him.
Me and Kingpin tried to get him at the same time. I accidentally unblocked him. I had to block him again.
All right, Rebel, remember you said that. Y'all see it right here. It is 8:33 on January the 9th of 2022. Mike says anytime he's got a spare bedroom and he's a damn good cook.
I need to burn it up. It's like a mindset thing.
Sorry about that.
You got that right, Pistol Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. We would be broke. No way. Hey, look at the Mister with the shaved legs, Mario Molson.
I'm who was it that did the video? Oh, it was Chris from the 740. Your neighbor, Daniel. He's not far from you in Scotsman and
Who?
Jesse. Chris
Chris.
from the 740. He did a video and he went to Sportsman something. There's Jason Stewart. What's going on, buddy? They had 50 round boxes of 9mm for $20. So you're looking at, from what I hear, the average match takes around 100 rounds. So you're looking at $40 worth of ammo if you're buying your ammo.
Love, if you're shooting IDPA has a limit. I think if I remember correctly, each stage shouldn't be more than 18 rounds or something like that. USPSA is a little different because USPSA round count, I think the maximum round count is, I think 33 or 32 or something like that. So it all boils down to the match. You know, if you're shooting a match that has 6 stages and you got 15, 16 rounds a stage, that's not a big deal. But if you have a 30 rounds a stage, then it adds up. If you're shooting a match that has 12 stages and each stage is just about 30 rounds, then so usually if you sign up for a match on a practice score, most of the matches will have a number of stages and number of rounds required for the match.
Yeah, but you want to reload anyway because, like Pop says, you get the most out of your gun. You're trying to set yourself up for success. Don't set yourself up for failure.
Oh, Jesse B and Jason Stewart, they're talking about the Sportsman's Den up in Shelby. I will never, ever go there again because when this whole thing with this primers thing started, they were limiting their walk-in customers to 1 brick of primers. But yet, here they were on what's that website? Gunbroker. They were going in there and putting those same primers there for $150 to $200 and selling them online with no limit. I'm done with them.
There's Kyle and Big Al. Mind your wife. She knows best. If you don't believe me, just ask her. So Pop says 500 rounds for majors, 200 rounds for local. That give me a good start. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find some primers. That's for sure. At that rate, in 10 matches, I'll be.
Well, you're not going to burn all of that up at the one match, but it's good to have extra ammunition with you. You don't want to show up and end up being too short.
Oh, yeah. And you need to plink test every single round. You get one out just a little bit too far, it's going to lock your gun up in the middle of a stage like that would be rather embarrassing.
Wow. August of 2020, and we still haven't shipped his ammo yet. It's crazy. Have you called him? You talked to him? You emailed him?
The best part is when he gets the email that says your order has been canceled.
Nah.
I was going to say, check your spam file, too. Make sure you don't have anything in your spam file.
Yeah, check your credit card. Make sure they didn't credit you already.
And Jesse B, Thursdays. Well, you can get 300 of small rifle, 300 small pistol, 300 of large rifle forget about large pistol. You ain't gonna see those in about a year or more.
Large rifle will work in a large pistol just fine.
Keep extending it. Yeah, probably will get canceled, man.
It's tough
Yeah.
out there, guys. It is.
If any of you guys are going to the Fin, do it on Thursday and give me a call. That way I can meet you up there.
I gotta start shooting more 45. Willie sent me a whole box of freaking 45 bullets. I gotta start shooting more 45. And any of you have like a 45 brass with a small primer, save it, put it to the side, and send it to me.
So far, I haven't come across any.
Yeah, usually Blazers, they have a small primer 45, and I didn't find any difference between a large primer and a small primer really, and it just saves me from changing the priming system. So all I gotta do is change the caliber, and I can keep loading.
I still got a bunch of brass I got to sort through from C-Max, so there may be some in there. All the ones I've used so far, they've all been large primer. But I'm not saying that there's not any small in there. I don't know what he had out there. So
I don't know if I'd buy 100,000 of them, Pop, but I'd buy 5 or 10,000 of them.
yeah, if they were 3 cents again, I'd be buying a good chunk, probably 20, 30,000, something like that.
If the primers were 3 cents each, I'm buying 2 pallets.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'd buy them. I would go to gun shows and gouge people, and my friends, when they come here, they would be walking away with free bricks. I would gouge on this hand and give away on this hand.
Is it gouging if you're selling and you can't find it? You know, you have to look at it this way. This is gouging. Like, let's put it this way. My local gun store is one of the biggest Henry dealers in the country. And he gets a Henry guns. He puts them on the gun broker. He doesn't set the price. Okay, let's say MSRP on the gun is $12.99. He puts it out there for $1,200. People bid it up to $1,500. Is that his fault? He didn't do it. Is he price gouging? No. People do it themselves. And I think the same's happening to primers. If every one of us would stop buying primers for the next year, refuse to pay more than $40 a thousand. If it's more than that, don't buy it. You know, every single one of us in the whole entire freaking country. A year from now, we will see the primers again at a decent price. But that's not going to happen.
No, you're living. This is the new reality. I mean, they're paying. The Burger King locally shut down and they're paying people $24 an hour, and they had to shut down because they can't get employees because McDonald's is now paying $26 an hour. So these companies that are making these primers and machine shops around, they're having to boost everybody's salaries up. So guess what, people? Hyperinflation. This is your new reality. We're going to be paying 100 plus for 1,000 primers now.
Well, it's definitely going that way. I kicked myself in the butt because I should have bought way more back in the day, but I know better, and I screwed up big time by not doing it.
Yes, Pistol Pete, $26 an hour to work at McDonald's.
Many states limit the amount of primers you can keep on hand without an approved magazine. Same goes for the powder, but it's usually it's X amount you can have at the house. Let's say you have a shed, you can put more than a shed, blah blah blah. So, and who's really going to come and check? Yeah, Michael Hednick, I'm not paying $100 a brick either. I mean, if I got to pay that much, I'm going to give up shooting and go freaking play with the airsoft guns.
Yeah. Uncle Dan, you ain't wrong, bro. 22 long rifle looking better and better, particularly with some of the ones that I got around here that shoot so dang good.
We're going to go back to percussion revolvers.
Yeah, I think 8 cents. I would like to see it settle down to 5 or 6 cents, and then I'll start buying primers. But they're going to be, I think, before we get to 5 or 6 cents a primer, you're going to have to. The shelves are going to have to be stocked with regular ammunition, and that those primers will have to sit there for a little while. That ain't going to happen. There's so many new shooters. It's just
At some point, we gotta have a primers bag. There's no way all of a sudden there's such a huge shortage.
Well,
we're
again,
not-
we all know this is by design. This is done on purpose. It's not. This is all part of the problem. It's done by design. It's on purpose.
well, that's what I'm saying. It's not like we're in the new war that they need a freaking load of ammunition or whatever. So, hell, you know what? We should go to Afghanistan. There's a bunch of ammo over there, and we can get it for cheap.
Not just ammo, a lot of guns. Want a tank? Bulletproof
Tank?
Toyota.
Fuck that! I want a Black Hawk.
Couple C-130s there too on the runway.
I hate to chicken out on you guys, but I can't grow a beard, so I'm gonna stand out in Afghanistan pretty bad. You might not want to take me with you.
No worry, Kingpin will give you girl clothes and you can cover your face.
We'll wrap your face in a smog. You'll be fine.
There you go.
I do wear a pretty nice burqa.
There you go.
I mean, with that bowling pin shape, it probably looks dang good. I mean, nobody's looking for ankles anyway.
That's right.
$41 for 650 rounds of 22 LR.
I just know when I go and I see powder that I use, I buy it. I see primers that I use, I buy it, and I'm still shooting, and I can reload for a whole lot cheaper than it cost brand new in the box.
I don't know. It's getting up there. You know, it's getting up there. At some point,
It's getting up there, but we're still shooting cheaper.
at some point, your time's worth the money as well. I mean, thankfully, it's still a hobby. You know, but you know, if you're gonna put a price tag on your time, well, Daniel doesn't matter because he's freaking.
It's a hobby.
Dude,
Whether I'm
here's the thing.
working or not, it's a hobby.
If you want to get out and you want to shoot, you're gonna do it, and you know your time's worth what you want to make it. Honestly, my time is worth it. Why? Because I can go out and I can shoot. So to me, it doesn't really matter.
Really?
Technically, you only have to count your time as value if you're skipping doing work. Hey, if you take a day off work to go shooting and reloading, but if, like Daniel said, if it's your hobby that you're doing after you've worked, after you've taken care of your wife, after you've taken care of your kids, after you've taken care of your home, then you can't really count your time.
Yeah. Grover H. The Fin is closed on Mondays.
What was that dang movie that the guy had he was like amputated from the knee down and he had a shotgun or something as a peg leg? I think we need to set Willie up. Willie up.
That's, Willie's a married man. You can move on from those thoughts.
We can get Willie a double barrel replacement. I mean,
Why you gotta make fun of freaking Willie? Willie's a good people. Leave him alone.
Because Willie ain't got a leg to stand on when we pick on him.
Listen, we shot. I was talking about Smith and Wesson facility. We shot indoor nationals there, and this is back about 4 or 5 years ago. There were 2 veterans over there. One was in a wheelchair, and one had one arm, his left arm. He was missing both legs. He was missing his right arm. He had a left arm. He was shooting a match, and you're looking at. I was looking at this guy like amazed, like the attitude he had, and the spirit, and they were like picking each other, like he would like bitch at the wheelchair guy that he doesn't have a leg to stand on and whatnot. He was like at that point, like what is my excuse? You have to shoot. This guy's over here with one freaking arm doing reload, and he had like a special holder for the battery because a couple of stages were low lights. It was incredible.
Yep. Some of these guys are really good. But again, it's getting out there, doing it, encourage people.
Okay.
But we can pick on Willie. We're allowed to pick on Willie.
Yeah. Willie is really lucky because I was doing everything. He was guarding his prosthetic big time because I was out to steal it. And I even just put some of that glitter down inside. So every time he took it off, he's got that hooker glitter on his leg and make his wife give him crap. But
all right, I did some math, and it's a shame I have to admit that I had to do math, but $41 for 650 rounds of 22 long rifle is about 6 1/3 cents a round, which is about what we were loading 9mm for back before the shortages and all that, back when they were 3.5 cents a primer. But if you're paying $20 for 50 rounds, that's 40 cents a piece. So there you go. And even if we're paying $100 for a box of primers, which is 10 cents a primer, you're still reloading for less than 20 cents a round, which is less than half the price of store-bought factory ammo.
Yep. Unless
you can get it for $17.95 like Uncle Dan is, and then you're still right about half. But the thing about it is, if you're reloading and you're doing it the right way, you're going to be having better performing ammunition for your particular handgun than what you can buy from factory. So that's the breakdown mathematically. But you're welcome, Uncle Dan. 6 1/3 cents of 22 long rifle is that's hard to beat.
Yeah. Now. But Jamie, if you cast your own bullets, it's even cheaper, right?
Yeah, if they don't keyhole.
And you would have to do.
All right. Okay, we're gonna set something up here because these two just need to get a frickin' room and get it over with. So, guys, we're looking for donations. We're gonna go ahead and set these two up in a hotel room somewhere, and we're gonna let them have at it.
Why would I spend a night in the hotel room with Daniel?
Because you two need to get it over with.
He's too short. Okay, we can't even duke it out because he's too old and too short. I'm like, what the hell?
Okay, I watched this video of you whipping on poor Midas. I mean, he's like a little gap dog biting at your ankle.
Hey, listen.
I only got to take your knee out and hit you in the, that area, and you're down at my level. And
yeah. Good
rock on, brother.
Yeah, Midas tried that. Didn't work for him.
Oh, he couldn't hit a target that small, I heard.
Yeah, and he's happy age.
We'll be selling tickets for it, so anyone that wants a ticket, let me know.
Good night, Jesse B.
It's gonna be bring your own beer. So.
Oh my goodness! Actually, the last time I ever got in a fight is before I left for boot camp, and I didn't even throw a single punch, and it was so hilarious. The cops across the street didn't even bother to come over because they were laughing so much.
Last time I got in a fight was with X-Ring, and he freaking folded me up like a laundry.
Ooh, don't mess with.
Good night, Kyle. If you're leaving us, buddy, have a good week.
X-Ring is like the Terminator in everything.
No, X-Wing's like a Jackie Chan.
He's the Terminator, Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, in everything.
One thing I want to say about the 22 thing that we were talking about, Willie out in California, they will let him use 22 on the Steel Challenge matches that he shoots.
Oh yeah, that's part of the Steel Challenge. There's 22s are completely open there.
Yeah, 22. Steel Challenge has a 22 division, and it's fun because 22 there's no holster, so you start low ready. They usually put like a cone, and you start with the muzzle pointing at the cone, and there's no draw. And they have a two different divisions. You have an iron sight, and you have an open. Open means you can have comp, you can have optic, you can have anything. You can have rocket launcher, anything on your gun.
Okay, Kyle's not leaving. He's just saying cheers.
Oh, cheers, Kyle.
Yeah, so it seems to me like right now you can shoot 22 if you can get it for the price Uncle Dan does for a little more than half what we would have to pay for a primer if we were paying $100 a brick. And still cheaper than primers if you're paying $80 or $75 a brick. So yeah. TX22, Gene says. I have that Walther Smith & Wesson 5-inch thing. My wife likes it. I ain't crazy about it.
Daycare for adults.
I wouldn't even go that far.
You know what? When you wash out of Navy boot camp, you might as well give up life. And I went to boot camp.
I would say daycare for middle school kids. Yeah.
All right, if you guys are going to recommend a 22 rifle for kids, what you got?
10-22.
Now, single shot, any bolt action single shot 22. It makes them develop their skill first.
Preferably a savage.
What, Jamie?
Preferably a savage. They're tack drivers.
Model 60.
Model 60.
Yeah, I'm going to be right there at that same page. Either a Marlin Model 60 or a 1022, preferably the 60.
Yeah, that's what I'm shooting, but I ain't letting middle school kids shoot my Model 60. I'm just not.
You got the Cricket too. The Cricket's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Uncle
options
Dan.
out there.
Yeah.
AR
Uncle Dan.
22.
Yeah. Uncle Dan out there, he thought I was a Navy SEAL. No, they wouldn't let me play with them because I made them look bad.
Bullshit.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one. Yeah, there's lever action Henrys out there as well. There's a lot of different options.
Oh, for a Marlin Model 39. Good Lord. Uncle Dan, Big Al's got one. It's immaculate.
Hey, Dead Road is out there.
Yeah.
For those
He's
of
a
you who
gravy.
never met Daniel, okay, this is Daniel, and somewhere up here, that's his ego.
I think my ego in the truck when it comes to shooting. Just after I've been on a line for after an hour or two, I can't move anymore. Anybody can beat me after an hour out on the line.
Hey, you're still moving. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Barely.
Keeping out of that chair.
We're gonna keep you out of that chair as long as we can.
Yeah, I have one of those Heritage Rough Riders. It's got a long rifle cylinder and a 22 mag cylinder. I've been thinking about finding. I've been thinking about finding me a 22 Magnum rifle of some sort. Don't really know what's out there in that flavor.
Yep. Yeah, CZ 452 is a good one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you turn a kid loose with a 1022. I know if I did, I would burn through all the ammo in
Right.
about 20 minutes.
That's why I said I ain't letting a middle school kid shoot my Model 60. I can put 19 rounds in that thing. I mean, they'll go through a 500 round brick in hour and 10 minutes.
I got a CZ. I think it's the 450, the 22 LR. I bought it from a friend of mine, and he put a trigger job in it. And it's probably got about a half a pound trigger on it.
Nice.
I had the CZ pellet gun when I was growing up. Does it count?
The
It was about the
CZ
only
pellet
thing-
gun?
Yeah.
Oh man, too bad you still don't have it. That'd be a good collectible.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bunch of them back in old country. Basically,
Well, it's
that's what
kind
we
of
had.
how.
That's
So
what we
it's
had in
pretty much
school.
what we had here. We had Daisy and Crossman. You guys had CZ.
No, that's what they. No, no. It's not like you could buy them. They were like in the schools for the training, like a gun safety and bullshit. So we had pellet guns, and then in high school, I think sophomore year, we shot at 22s. This is back in the day when we were preparing to be invaded by an evil capitalist U.S.
Buzz, that's called a hot water bottle. Okay? Yeah.
Fuzz, we all know you just put a cat in front of him and he'll go right after it. It's all good.
Hey,
I wonder if that CZ Model 600 comes in 22 Magnum.
I'll have to look it up and see.
I'd kind of like to have something semi-auto and a 22 Magnum, but a bolt would probably be okay.
I got the lever action in 22 and the second one in 22. Oh, actually, not me. 22 is my daughter's and 22 mag is my son's.
What kind of lever action is the 22 Magnum? Is it a Henry?
They're both Henrys.
I guess I'm gonna have to break down and buy me a Henry. Is that what you're saying?
You need a Henry in your life. Come on, man.
I've resisted it to this point, but
Everyone needs at least one Henry in their life.
well, what happened was I saw a video over the weekend. Somebody was doing a review of that stainless big loop Marlin and 4570 that Ruger just put out, and the dang thing's MSRP is like $1,450, and I'm like, oh, dang! I'm like, Marlin's. If that's what Ruger is doing with Marlin, they're going to turn them into a boutique gun. That's not what Marlin was all about. Back in the day, Marlin was about a good, very good, functional firearm at a price a working man can afford. And
Here's the thing, though. If you buy a nice Henry, don't let your friends slug the barrel for you.
yeah, that's good advice.
whoopsie.
Especially when they've all been drinking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's good.
I wasn't there. I didn't do it.
I don't know about that one, Mark. Rossi Rio Bravo. Yeah, those are just fun, Al. That's more fun than the law allows, dude. A 22 pump, they'll shoot shorts, longs, and long rifles, what we used to call a gallery gun.
Yeah.
Yep.
My
Now,
dad's got two of them.
We're gonna start going through the room. Daniel, what you got, brother?
I got nothing for you, man. I'm not even in the mood to make any videos. You know, I've been filming the deer outside my window here, and the deer across the road. The other day there was 120 of them, all within 50 yards of my blind, and it's just boring. I've been sick. The wife's been sick, and I just not in the mood for nothing. I just been sleeping. But hey, thanks for having me on. And guys, nice seeing you. Dudes in the chat room, you guys were like rocking it tonight.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely. We had a lot of good conversation out there for sure. Val, what you got?
Not a whole lot. You know, like I said, I did my first 360-degree video about the whatever the hell it's called, right on optic. So yeah, I have no idea how to edit the thing. So the whole thing is up there. It's gonna get released probably tomorrow. Maybe a couple other things. You know, like 1776 said, it's really hard to run a gun channel in a common state of New York. So I'm doing my best.
Yep. Jamie, what you got, man?
I did a video this week, and Alan B. Pro did not, so I got that going for me. So yeah, if you guys can get over and take a look at it, I'd appreciate it. Friday nights at 8 o'clock, Georgia Shooting Connection. Come join us over on that channel, and we'll talk about reloading and some of your other questions that you might have. And thank y'all for putting up with me, and thanks for the link. Enjoyed my time with y'all on Friday nights, or Sunday nights, excuse me.
Yep, absolutely. Always appreciate it, man. Kingpin, what you got, man?
Thanks for having me. Enjoyed it with everybody. I'll give my shout out to Dangerous Freedom, Mr. Ron Carter. He passed away earlier this month, so those of you who didn't know, now you do. And for those of you that knew him, you know we lost a good one.
All right. Unfortunately, we've been losing a lot of people lately. Never good. Yeah, again, we had a great conversation out there. Lots of good people in the side chat. Appreciate y'all out there. And I'll throw it over to Alan to take us out right.
Well, that's not entirely true there, Jamie. I did exactly what I said I was going to do last week. I did film, edit, and set up a video, but I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and I did not post it. Predominantly because, well, why? What's the point? Nevertheless, I probably won't post a video this week. I do want to let everybody know to keep their magazines loaded and one in the chamber.